Leaders without education create bad habits. Follow me. Let's go. Hello, everybody. My name is JJ Hardy. I own Victory Leadership Coaching. You're tuning in to the podcast Victory Leaders Lounge Live, and today I have three wonderful ladies here, and they formed their own company called Bound by Grace Media. I don't want to talk at all, really. I want them to go straight into it because you have to learn about these three wonderful ladies. So please go into introducing yourselves and each other, or however you want to do it.
All right, well, we can introduce each other first, I guess. So my name is MK or Marlena. I am located in Richmond, Virginia.
And
My
then
name's
I'm
Kim.
oh
My
Go
name
ahead.
is Kim, and I am here in Kansas City, Missouri.
and I'm Faith. I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Okay. So if you all wouldn't mind, tell me, the audience, a little bit about Bound by Grace, and I know since you guys are geographically all over the place, what brought you three together?
Yeah, it is. It's a long story, but it's kind of cool. It kind of just happened with the pandemic and with COVID. I think that kind of led us all together. We're all three moms, and we're kind of volunteering our time for a nonprofit that had women in there. It was kind of a health and wellness kind of group. And we started volunteering, and we fell in love with kind of the things that we were doing as far as the business stuff, the design, just bringing visions to life with helping other moms and other women kind of start these businesses that they wanted to do but didn't know exactly how to do that. And then, we were all three in different states and trying to coordinate that. And we're like, you know what, we're just going to do it. We felt called to do it. So we felt led, and we kind of just followed that prompting, and we started our own business.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about that. So what do you guys do specifically within everything that you just said for businesses?
So we try to be like a one-stop shop, because one of the things that we saw in working with other people prior to starting our business was like the lack of knowledge for people who are just starting out. Like there was nowhere to go for them because bigger companies wouldn't take them on because maybe they wouldn't have the means to pay for them, or it's again like they're just starting out. So one of the things that we like to do is like educate people on like why branding is important, an important foundation to creating strategies that are successful. We specialize in branding, marketing, web to site design, graphic design, and social media strategy. So we do a little bit of everything. It seems like a lot, but there are three of us, and we each have our own kind of specialties. But one of the cool things about us is that you get like 100% of three of us on every single job. And so I think that's like something that you wouldn't get everywhere else. And we really do try to put our faith and our energy into each client, because we really do believe that you can make a difference and that you are called to have this business for a reason. So that's kind of a little bit about like our mission wrapped up in what we do.
Okay. So I will tell you, and I've said this to you before, that I do have a favorite part of the way that my interaction was when I hired y'all to do my branding and a little bit of we did a little bit of website and social media strategy. We kind of just barely nibbled into that, but we did a full branding for my company, which I still use every day, and I have to pull that brand board up all the time. But I would like to bring some attention to your process. I thought it was amazing, and the level of intuition that the three of you had was just wonderful. But can you tell us that onboarding strategy? How do you actually come to a conclusion on how you help people or bring people in and help people?
Yeah, we like to meet our customers where they are, or the clients where they are, and kind of to piggyback off what Marlena was saying. When you're starting up a business, sometimes you don't know exactly what you want or what you need. You kind of have a general idea, and I think that's why maybe some of these bigger businesses maybe don't want to take on clients like that, because it takes a little bit to figure out what you like, what you don't like. But we really like to just start in the beginning and kind of just get to know our clients and our customers and befriend them. And we found that when we do that, we really get to know them on a different level, so that we are able to kind of get inside their heads and figure out exactly what they're trying to say and what those designs that they want. And then that way we can, the three of us can kind of on the side figure it out for them, basically, because it is really hard for them to kind of just verbalize it and put it into words sometimes. And I think just putting them first and becoming their friend at the very beginning, so that they are comfortable with us, that helps and goes a long ways.
And I will tell you that the end result is fantastic. I mean, when I had my, I don't even know what you call that call, but when we decided what we would do together and we had that initial call, I will say that when I was talking to the three of you, I mean, the questions you were asking me and the things that you were kind of enlightening me on, as to why you were asking me these specific questions, I didn't know why. I mean, obviously colors are important. I mean, the world is full of colors, but I didn't get it. I mean, I'm a retired Army dude. What the heck do I care about emotions and colors for? I mean, it wasn't in my wheelhouse. And then the final product after it was all done, I mean, I don't have any questions. I have codes for my colors. I have formats that I can use for my social media posts. I have, as basic as the whole red, white, and blue theme may be, you know, I was using a different logo before I started working with y'all, and it was like, and the colors I was using, it was almost cartoony, and I didn't, I was just like whatever. But then I started really thinking about it after I talked to you, and I was like, wow, they were right. I mean, if I want to be bold and bring attention to myself, the way, the way we were talking about it in our initial call, I have to follow the brand board, because you didn't have bright you didn't have bright cartoony colors and bubbly letters and stuff. It was very specific. Anyway, I can't say more about you guys, but the one thing that intrigues me the most is the fact that you guys met geographically. You're all over the place, and you make this relationship work. I know you guys didn't even meet for the first time until what, 2-3 months ago.
Yep, in June.
So that I do have a couple questions that I know we discussed here, but just to kind of guide the discussion, can you share a challenge you faced in? Oh wait, sorry. How do you align your organization's goals and objectives with the needs and expectations of your customers?
Well, it really weaves into all that we do, because really, all that we do is customer centered. From the very first step of initiating contact, to the meetings we have, to the questions we ask, to even how we deal with each other. The customer and the client is at the center of that. We try to make them feel heard and valued, because that's important to us, that they feel that way. I think we all will work better if they feel heard and valued, and we get a better product, and so do they. Because it allows everyone to come to the relationship with an open mind and an open heart, which is a huge part of dealing with this process.
And the cool thing about it is, like, we don't make it to where it's the super professional, like, has to be, you have to have every right answer. Like, this is, like we've talked about, it's just like a coffee chat together. Like, we are literally just hanging out. Like, you have a dream inside of you, and we want to help you pursue that. We want to help you bring that out. And a lot of times we show up into these meetings and we know that we have to be professional. We have to say the right thing, and we have to have this certain, no. What we're trying to do is just get to the center of you. You have a dream, you have a purpose, and the way that you're going to stand out is by sharing that specific story that you have. So being exactly like your competitor could possibly be the worst thing for you, because that's not who you are. We base these things off of who you are, and that's why talking and bringing out all of these things that you truly value would be so important. And we just want to hang out and talk, and it's just bringing about that comfortable atmosphere for you to be your authentic self and to show up the way that you want to.
Yeah, because I mean, really, you are your business, and you invest so much of you and yourself into it that if we can't get to know you, we're not going to get to know your business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when we find out your why and what, why you wanted to start your business, what drives you, what the mission is behind your business, those types of things, that helps us with, like what you were saying, with the branding and that type of thing. And, the shades of different colors, and, we could go into all of that, but, there are emotions with different colors that you see. And so to be able to pick the colors or the fonts that best speaks to them, their personality, what they're trying to portray as a business as a whole, it all just it comes together and it all works together. And that's what we love. We love getting down to the very beginning, getting down, narrowing it down, and then just growing from that point.
This was not on the agenda, but I have to ask this question. How many customers do you have that don't have any idea before they get on the phone with you?
So many.
I mean, you laugh, but I'm thinking about this. And when you are hiring employees and when you're trying to build teams and all of these things, you have to understand what your business is. You have to understand what your mission is. You have to understand what your values are. And I mean, everything that you just got done describing to me plays into a role in figuring that out. So you didn't just help somebody brand their business. You really help them mentally and otherwise kind of prepare a lot more than that. I mean, when you have systems and processes, those things are all important, but understanding the why, understanding the mission, understanding the values, those are probably the three most crucial parts before you even start going out and trying to tell your story to other people, that you kind of have to have in check.
Absolutely. It's the foundation to everything that you're going to build upon. And I think that sometimes we get these clients who reach out to us and we just need a logo. We just want one standalone logo. And then they have one call with us, and it's not that we're trying to sell them on more, but we want you to be able to, we want to be able to give you the tools so that you can be the most successful long term. And so let's start at this spot. Let's ask these questions. Let's dive into it a little bit deeper. And then they kind of find out that, maybe I do need some more of this branding, and I do need some of this logo, like a few different logos, and I do need to be consistent, and why that's important for them to be consistent, and those types of things.
Yeah. And really, people don't always know, but a huge part of your branding is knowing those three basic principles. Branding is more than just the visuals. And I think that there's a big misconception in that. Like they said, like, we'll get people who don't quite understand why we have the processes we do, but that is why. Like, if you don't know those answers, it's hard to build a foundation when you don't have level ground. And so you have to start with that, and then we can build from there. And that's another thing that we always do, is that we don't just make a logo. Every logo we make includes a brand board, because there's a reason for that. Again, with that foundation, it not only allows us to get inside your head, but it also lets you tell us, well, okay, here's what it looks like all together. Yeah, I can see this. This is totally me. Or no, I thought that this was me, but this isn't me at all. And not only is it not me, it's not going to speak to my target market. And that's another thing. Like, when you're trying to brand your business or market your business or create any of these systems, we are a part of those systems, but we also have to think of why we're doing those systems. Like, who are we trying to reach with these systems? And that's what we try to get by asking all of these questions and doing all the things that we do.
And just as a funny insight, like we actually had a client recently who, after speaking with us and going through all of these questions and taking a time to actually think about it, actually pivoted her entire business and decided, you know what, I was doing this thing because I thought this is what I needed to do, but I realize now that this is what I need to do and this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going after. So it is very important to take the time to look into these questions and to really find your foundation.
Wow, I have to ask. So was that client to be continued? We need to have a whole other call.
It definitely was, and we definitely try not to pressure anyone who's in that position. Like,
no kidding.
We are, our first and foremost like objective is to help empower you. And when we say that you are like a part of our family, once you have that initial contact with us, whether you like it or not, we are here to support you. So if working with us at this moment of time while you're pivoting isn't good, we're not going to pressure you, but are we going to be there to like cheer you on? You best believe it. We will be.
Gosh, and you guys even took the time to get inside my head. I'm sure you guys had some conversations about that afterwards. I'm surprised you still talk to me.
Well, you know, we all grew up around the military, so I feel like we all kind of knew what to expect.
I'm actually fairly mild, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Well, so we all talk about being customer centric. So you three, because of how you approach your entire business, I kind of think of you as not just leaders in your own right, but thought leaders as well. So what does being customer centric mean to you as leaders and as business owners?
Yeah, I think we've kind of answered that a little bit already, just putting the customers first and wanting them to feel valued. I think that really is to the core of what we're trying to do, is we want them to feel valued and heard, and then we want to be able to give them the tools so that they can be successful and know how to use the tools that we're giving them too, so that they can be able to maximize and optimize those.
I knew we kind of talked about it already, but you know what? Yeah. But I what came to mind for me, and the reason I went ahead and asked it anyway, is, you know, leadership, the very definition of it is creating influence over somebody to do something very specific. And so if your process and your thought process can literally bring to light that somebody might need to change their entire way that they're doing business, what you're doing truly has influence, like down to the core for I would say for most. I'm sure you can't get through to everybody. I mean, nobody can get through to everybody. Right? Some people, I would probably say you don't want to be within, 10 computers away from that person. You hope that they go on to like 15 different people or something. But I mean, I just thought that part of it was absolutely amazing. And so bringing out the idea that you are literally creating a certain level of influence with every single person that you bring on as a customer. And that's because that you have them in mind through the entire process.
Right. Yeah. And we work with females, we work with males. We kind of have a wide variety of industries and things that we've been in, but we do primarily work with females and moms and those entrepreneurs. And I think kind of just listening to what you're saying too, and having influence over if we know that that's kind of our target market and that's kind of our niche. We're all three moms. We understand, having the kids at home and trying to respond to an email and letting them know, because it is daunting sometimes being a mom and not having that time or space to do the things that bring you joy, that you feel that you're, the other things outside of your family. And I think that when we come together and we are able to kind of put that message out there, that if you are a mom out there and you do have this desire to start this business or to do something, there's so many things that go into it, but we want to be able to help you make that not look so scary and help be a friend in that process. So yeah, I don't know, that was kind of neat.
So you're not
Yeah,
just
I
helping
mean,
people with their mindset. It seems like you're also you are helping them with their mindset on top of everything else that you're helping them with. And what
yeah.
a big challenge to overcome. I know that when I was considering leaving my last job to start my business, it was daunting. You know, first it was I have to have enough money, and then I have to make sure I know exactly how I'm going to help every single client. And then you know, it ended up turning into a ripple effect where it was one excuse after another. It's because the whole idea of starting a business is just so
It's scary.
yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's so scary. And I mean that's kind of why I love talking about our story, the three of us, because yeah, we all are moms, but we are all in different places in our motherhood and parenting journey, and it's scary no matter if you're a parent or if you're not, if you're female, male, it doesn't matter. So I feel like the underlying message is that like if you have a dream, you can do it. Like you have it inside of you. That is why, in our opinion, God placed that on your heart. So we're just kind of here to help you realize that, you know, it's yes, it's scary, but it's like worth the jump because like um and it might be slow going too. I mean, there are hard realities to owning a business. But in the end, like, are you doing what you were supposed to do? You know, personally, I feel like living a life with that question of what if I did is worse than saying I did, I tried, and maybe it didn't work, and maybe I found a different path, but I did it. And so I feel like for us, that's like really an important thing that we communicate to all of our clients. Like, you can do it. Um, and I think kind of going back to talking about like the customer centric thing, I mean, that's all this conversation, but I feel like trying to be really open and communicating too. I mean, the three of us communicate literally nonstop all the time, every day, whether it's business or it's just life stuff, but we're kind of like that with our clients too. We really try to be like transparent and communicate openly with them, like if they have a question or they have a concern or they just have an idea that came on their mind. Like, it's important to us that they feel comfortable and confident in our relationship with them to say, hey, like, I have this cool idea, what do you think about it? Or hey, I have been thinking about this and I really just don't like it, or what do you think about whatever it is. So I feel like that also has a lot to do with the success and of creating these kind of leader type relationships.
That's awesome. I don't even know what else to say. That's awesome. I mean, I'm not the type of guy that gets emotional, but I think I found a little bit somewhere in there, and you brought it up to the surface. That's great that you guys think of things that way, and I think, you know, if most business owners continued on through their journey the same way that they start out, they would be as genuine as what you're telling me right now. And I know you have been in business you're probably still fairly new, but you've been in business for a little while together. And
Yeah.
I think it's just awesome what you're doing and
Thank
how
you.
you're helping.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else to say about that.
Yeah. We just celebrated 3 years recently, or a few last week, I think. So yeah, we are excited.
You guys got to do like a Facebook party or something. I don't know. You got to celebrate 3 years. Woo!
Yeah, it's super exciting. 3 is such an important number to us. I mean, 3 of us. 3 is just a very symbolic number. So it was very big.
Yeah, and the fact that each of you bring something similar but different to the table, it I don't know. You guys are you ladies are a powerhouse of a business. Even though you're only 3 people, I feel like that the way that you guys are able to bring everything together so quickly is just a powerful thing.
Yeah.
But I want to point out to everybody, because this is going to be on Spotify and iHeartRadio and all those other places, that you're not just going to see it on YouTube. So at the bottom of my screen, if you can see this on a video, the link to their website, www.boundbygracemedia.com. is scrolling. But since you just heard me say it, if you're on Spotify, then you need to go ahead and type that into your browser, because I have a feeling that if you're thinking about starting a business, you might need to talk to the three of these ladies right here.
Yeah,
So,
and we would love that. We offer free initial calls, even if you just want to kind of just run some questions by us, or you just want to chat. You know, we'd love to set up a call and just talk through some things. So we would love to do that.
and it's worth your time, especially if it's free. But you deserve you owe it to yourself to pay for it to get the full experience. But anyway, so yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Do you guys want to say something? Do you ladies want to say something before we get off the call?
No, thank you so much for having us. It was a great opportunity. We really admire you as a leader, and we appreciate this.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we appreciate all your kind words and stuff too. We love that feedback and hearing how our process is, and just hearing that from you and your experience with us. That's what we're trying to do. So we appreciate that as well.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
We know that. Yeah.
I know you weren't wearing other circles together.
That.
I'm pretty honest.
We love that about you.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to Victory Leaders Lounge podcast, and we'll whether you can see me or hear me, whatever, you'll be part of it next time.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.